Hey everybody, Zhi Garcia here. Welcome back to Best of the Month, where a few of us are going to tell you about the best new discoveries to us over the previous month and why we liked them so much. I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. This game actually squeaked right in at the end of the month, and I'm thankful it did too, because the rest of the month was just so-so. But this was a great game. I've really enjoyed playing this, and I've played quite a bit of it. This is Australia, with a Z in there, if you didn't quite hear that. This one is sort of a spiritual follow-up to A Study in Emerald from Martin Wallace, same designer in this case. And in this one, you are exploring the outback, and you are going to be laying down railroad tracks or train tracks. You are going to be setting up farms. You are going to be gathering resources from the land. All of this. Very traditional sounding things. And then also contending with the elder gods. Not as traditional, but that's what you're doing. And they are going to be spread around the land. They are going to be hidden at first, but then, you know, you might go in there and attack them. Maybe you'll encounter nothing. And as the game goes on, they'll awaken themselves and come after you, come after your lands, attack you. You'll get victory points for taking them out, as well as, of course, the other stuff like farming and so on. And at the end, you see who wins. It might even be the elder gods themselves. You do score them at the end of the game. I found it just engaging, interesting. It's not too much of a looker. The game looks all right, but I don't think it's beautiful or anything. But the action selection, what's happening, the engagement, I do find it really neat. So my game of the month was Australia. Let's see what everybody else has to say.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Best of the Month. And as always with me, you're going to get 2 for the price of 1. So as far as little filler, fun, light, fast games that are concerned, Walking in Burano is my Best of the Month. This is a very light, fun, easy to teach, easy to play game. And it's, oh my goodness, it pops on the table. It is so aesthetically pleasing with all the different colors that are out there, and it's also mechanically engaging as well. So that's Walking in Burano, new from Emperor S4, coming out in Essen just next week. So keep your eye out for that one. My second Best of the Month, because like I said, you always get 2 for the price of 1 with me, and that is this one right here, Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault. Now, this isn't a new game, so to speak, but it is a new core set for the Warhammer Underworld's Shadespire / Night Vault expansion. And the 2 armies that comes in here, the Thorns of the Queen, of the Briar Queen, and Stormsire's Cursebreakers, I believe is what they're called. They're great. Introduces a new aspect of magic abilities into the game, which is really cool. But the other really cool thing is that this is fully compatible with Shadespire and vice versa. So you can get this core set and Shadespire and have 4 really cool armies to go after each other with a whole bunch of player boards, so you can play multiplayer if you wanted to. So this was just a great step. Really enjoyed getting into this one as well, and the models are really nicely detailed, so par for the course as far as I'm concerned for Games Workshop. But that's it from me. You have Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault and Walking in Burano, my Best of the Month.
Hi, this is Ambi from Board Game Blitz, and I finally got to play Gloom Haven this month. Gloom Haven is a cooperative game where you're going through a big campaign, and there's a bunch of different scenarios. So each person's a different character, and each scenario there's a map and different monsters that you're fighting, and there's a story that goes along with it. And the way you fight is you play 2 cards each turn, and each card has a top and bottom action, and you have to do a top from one and the bottom from one. So it's interesting planning your actions, because there's a lot of planning and strategy that goes into that. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And it also feels like a role-playing game because each character is different, but it doesn't have the DM, the Dungeon Master of the role-playing games, so it's easier to get to the table because it's cooperative and the campaign's already created for you. So you get that feel. It's still a lot of setup, but you get the feel of role-playing, and I'm having a lot of fun playing Gloom Haven.
Okay, so my Best of the Month, man, I played so many good games in October that I had to go back and think what I played in September. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of September, and we'll talk about the Edge Dawnfall. The Edge is this big game I was like, oh, great. I dreaded playing it. Another Gloom Haven, you know, with a ton of rules, a ton of stuff. But actually, the rules are fairly simple. It's very much hero-scapey in nature. It's a very simple combat game with amazing miniatures and a really cool campaign system. I really like the campaign system in this game. It works really well, giving you a little bit at a time. And you have pretty much the same miniatures from game to game, but you have a nice way of customizing your deck. So a big game, but easy to play with a lot of options. I like it a lot. The Edge Dawnfall.
Hi everyone, and quite obviously, my best game of the month has to have been Santorini. Now, I've been kind of wanting to play this for a while now, pretty much ever since I saw the Kickstarter, but just haven't been able to get my hands on it. Well, it was worth the wait. It's definitely an abstract strategy game still, despite the lovely theme like the Greek island. I really love the look of the game, the way it builds up. I now have to go to Santorini to play Santorini there, a bit like Carcassonne and Carcassonne. So that's another thing on the gaming bucket list because of this. The game is super simple to play, and it's effectively you move and then you build, unless you're going to use the special God cards, which effectively give you a special power. You try to get to the third layer, and that means you've won, if you can do that. It's not obviously quite as simple when playing it. It's a bit like drafts or checkers, where you move, but sometimes you're also trying to leave someone somewhere until an opponent does something so you can take them. It's not quite taking in this, but sometimes you wait for an opponent to build a piece and then you jump up and you've kind of got an advantage. So it's sometimes about your movement, but sometimes about trying to see or capitalize on an opponent's move. It's really great. I love the way you can block off with the domes. Now, I wouldn't recommend this for 4 players. It says 2 to 4. 4 players is effectively a glorified 2-player. I really enjoy it at 2-player. The back and forth is great. 3-player, I think, is still great, but I don't know. I see this in my head just as a 2-player game, but brilliant one. Anyway, that is the abstract strategy game of Santorini, my best new to me game of the month, and I'm Oliver East, signing out.
And that's going to do it for us on this installment of Best of the Month. Hope you find at least one new game that you very much enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite discovery was this past month. And we're going to see you again on the next one for some awesome games we might be playing right now. Have a good one. I'll see you then.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at dicetower.com.